Hi, I'm Fraser Douglas, and I've been an avid tent camper now for almost 55 years. In this video, I want to show you some techniques that I use for splitting firewood down into stove wood and kindling so that I can cook with it. Hope you enjoy it. When we're camping, we like to cook a lot of our meals over a wood fire. But to do so, we need to split a lot of firewood. And so in this video, I want to show you how I split a large piece of firewood, such as the one on the left that measures about 6 inches across and 15 inches long, into several pieces of kindling that is small enough to make a good cooking fire. First of all, let me say a little bit about firewood. If you enjoy being outdoors, hiking through beautiful forests, and camping in state and federal campgrounds, then you should learn more about serious environmental problems. One serious environmental problem is bugs that kill trees. Frequently, small bugs burrow inside of trees, kill the trees, and then continue to live there after the tree has been cut for firewood. When this firewood is moved to another location and burned, the bugs leave the firewood and burrow into nearby trees, and then slowly move from tree to tree through the forest. In this way, moving firewood from your home or from a distant campground can spread harmful pests that can quickly destroy a healthy forest. Because of this problem, many state and federal campgrounds now prohibit bringing firewood in from a location more than 25 miles away from the campground. And frequently, it's hard to find enough dead wood laying on the ground near your campsite to be used for many campfires. And although most campgrounds sell firewood, frequently this firewood is difficult to split and or difficult to burn. So campers must learn how to find good pest-free firewood near their campsite that is easy to split and easy to burn. In my opinion, the best way to find good firewood is to go to local grocery stores and home improvement stores and look for bundles of USDA or state-certified pest-free firewood. Sometimes Dollar General stores will have certified pest-free firewood, but if they don't, they may know of a good place where you can buy it. And as a last resort, look for tree cutting services located near your campground. And now let me say a little bit about axes. You can split firewood with almost any axe you can find, even a dull one. But it's much easier if you have a well-balanced axe with a moderately heavy head and a moderately sharp bit. My favorite splitting axe is a small boy's axe with a 1.5 to 2 pound Dayton head hung on a 24-inch handle. And I have 5 of these small boy's axes. Today I'm going to be using this one with a 1 5/8 pound Helco Classic Pathfinder Dayton style head hung on a 24-inch beaver tooth handle. It is a great camp axe. But I could have performed all of the techniques with this Estwing Camper's Axe 14 that I usually carry in our camping tool bag. Before splitting firewood, it's always good to review a few safety procedures. Do not handle an axe after consuming alcohol or another drug that could affect your coordination. Wear protective eyewear, gloves, and closed-toed shoes. Long pants are certainly better than shorts. Most of the time I rely on my glasses for eye protection, but when I'm cutting wood, I add some safety goggles. Use a splitting block. Set up a splitting area that is away from side and overhead obstructions. Swing with moderate force to control your axe head. Overswinging to split the log with one stroke could increase your injury risk. Always cover the bit with a sheath when the axe is not in use. Now let me show you how I split large pieces of firewood. When splitting a large piece of firewood such as this one, I proceed in 2 steps. The first step is just simply to stick my axe in the top of this piece of wood. And then after it's stuck into the piece of wood, I have 4 different procedures that I can use to split that log. To start with, I'm going to put that log on the far side of the splitting block. I'm going to stand back so that I have to bend over a little at the waist for my axe to hit the center of the piece of firewood. Very slowly, I look around to make sure there's no obstructions around me. Slowly and down. Now my axe is stuck in the top of this piece of firewood, and I can split it using 4 different methods. I could hit the pole of my axe with another piece of firewood a few times, but that requires a little extra effort. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn this piece of wood upside down and drop the pole of my axe onto the splitting block. And it splits. I could pick the wood up in my axe and drop it like this. And if I kept doing that several times, it would eventually split. But that's a lot of effort, and so that is my last resort procedure. It's much easier to turn that axe upside down and drop it on the pole. Sometimes a piece of firewood has a knot or a twist in it that makes it difficult to split using the upside down technique. For example, this piece has a knot right here. It has another knot right here, and you can see that that knot goes all the way through here. And so I've driven my axe all the way through. It still hasn't split. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to put this wedge down into the crack and just tap it a couple of times, and the log splits. Now these 2 pieces are small enough for a campfire, but not small enough for a cooking fire. So I'll split each of these 2 pieces a few more times. That knot on the right piece will probably cause some problems. I'm using a plastic felling wedge, but if you don't have one, you can easily make a wedge from a piece of firewood. I'm using my camp axe just because I couldn't find another piece of firewood real quickly, but frequently I'll just tap that splitting wedge with another piece of firewood. If you have a piece of wood that won't stand by itself, you can hold it in place with another piece of wood. Stick the axe in it, and then use your upside down technique. After the bigger pieces have been split down to about the size of my wrist, I start using a side splitting technique. I begin by holding my axe about right there, and with my left hand I'm going to hold the piece of wood. I want to put the axe right in the center of the wood, and I'm holding it with my left hand. Now when I swing, I want the heel of the axe to land on the far edge of this stump. So I'm going to swing and hit it about right there. I'll split that one again. Now to split this smaller piece, you could put the axe bit on the piece of wood, lift the wood and the axe together and drop it until the axe sticks into the top, and then drop it a few more times, the axe will go all the way through. But that's an inefficient method of doing it. Side splitting works much better. Now, one thing that you should never do, and I've seen many videos where people do this, is they hold the block with one hand and they swing the axe with the other hand. That is a good way to lose a finger or a hand. Now let me show you how I cut these small pieces of firewood in half. When I get several pieces about the diameter of my thumb, then I'm going to start cutting them in half. And for this job, I need to wear some safety goggles because ends of these sticks will go flying. I'm going to hold my axe about right here. I'm going to put this stick down on my chopping block, and my hand is going to be off to the side of the chopping block, and I'm going to hit it right in the center. Now if it doesn't split, I'll probably hit it again and again until I feel like there's a pretty good crease, and then I'll show you the next step. Like I say, some of the pieces will go flying. Okay, when I get a piece like this, I'm going to hold it up and I'm going to hit it with the pole of the axe right where I've cut it. And it cuts in half. Now let me show you how I make some small kindling. I've cut about a 5-inch piece off of a 1x4 in my garage workshop, and now I'm going to start splitting off small pieces of it. What I'm going to do, I'm going to hold the axe about right there, and I'm going to put that axe bit right near the edge of this piece of wood. I'm going to pick both the axe bit and the piece of wood up together and drop them together so that the axe never leaves that piece of wood, and a small sliver will split off. There's one. There's another one. Now after I have split some pieces off, I'm going to split each piece 2 more times. So I'm going to put it right near the edge, pick it up, drop it, and drop it. And I get pieces of kindling that are about the size of a pencil or a little bit smaller. Well, I hope that you've enjoyed this little video. I hope that it inspires you to cook more meals on a campfire, and I hope that you've learned a few techniques that might help you split that wood more effectively. For more information about camp axes and campfire cooking, please visit my website, moderntentcamping.com. A link is provided in the description below.
Remember, take more trips, travel further, visit more attractions, and spend less money. Go tent camping.